The G80 M3 is probably my most favorite M3 to date, but it's still a BMW, and every BMW has problems that are ridiculous and annoying. These are problems if you're cross-shopping other sports cars might stop you completely in your tracks. If you have an order in on one of these cars right now, some of the things I'm gonna talk about today might cause you to change your order. After about 10,000 miles of ownership, let me tell you 5 reasons why you might not want to buy one of these cars right here. Let's dive into it. Before we dive in, let's take a second to thank Simply Carbon Fiber for sponsoring this video. They make carbon fiber parts for the car enthusiasts that are incredibly stylish. Simply Carbon Fiber sent over this awesome carbon fiber wallet that I absolutely love. It has room for your credit card, so all you have to do is just press this little slot in here. You've got credit cards here, they pop out, and they have an awesome money clip here in the back for your cash. Really minimalist. I like that type of stuff because I have so many things that I carry around with me. This keeps it down to a minimum. I highly recommend that you go and you check out their websites where you can get this wallet and a bunch of other awesome things, including watches, carbon fiber license plate frames, anything that you can think of. It's just made in carbon fiber. If you want to get 10% off your order, please look in the description and use the code that I have provided. Thanks so much to Simply Carbon Fiber for supporting the channel. Now let's get back to the act. The first and biggest problem with the G80 M3 is the most desirable model is really hard to get. And that model that I'm talking about is the competition X-Drive. Those cars are selling way above MSRP. If you go on the Facebook forums for G80 M3 cars and owners, you'll see that these cars are selling for 100,000 plus right now. There are dealers that are selling them at MSRP, but they're very far and few between. The dealers know what they got. If you want an M3 sooner than later, you're probably going to have to settle for a rear-wheel drive manual or a competition rear-wheel drive with the ZF 8-speed. And I don't think everybody wants to do that. So as you can see here, I have the leather black merino seats. Nothing special at all. A lot of you guys are like, oh, why didn't you get the carbon black bucket seats? Well, truthfully, I'm far too large for that. I'm a bigger guy and I got a lot of hip. So that seat choice is not gonna work for me as well. Also, it's lower. I'm about 6'5", 6'6" on a good day. So you might want to opt for these base model leather seats if you're like me. So if you buy an M3 and you tell people you bought it because it sounds good, they're probably gonna laugh at you. Stock from the factory, this is not the best sounding car at all. If you have something like an E92 or E90 M3, it's gonna sound way better. Even the AMG counterparts sound way better than this car. You're not buying this car for sound. Now, fortunately, there's a couple things that you can do to fix the sound on this car. I myself personally put in a resonator. Well, you don't really put in a resonator. I did a resonator delete and a secondary cat delete on this car, and it honestly made it sound way better. Really opens up the exhaust, and I highly recommend that anybody who gets one does it. Now, a more permanent solution for this issue would be to get an exhaust system. I currently have my eye on the Remus exhaust system right now. I'm hoping to get it in the next few months, so we'll have to see, and you'll have to stay tuned. So for the next issue, we have to come out here to the wheels. So most of you guys probably are not going to opt for the standard wheel here. But for those of you who do end up with the 824M wheels, beware. Apparently this was a problem on previous generations, but these wheels are so small and the brake calipers themselves are so big that rocks will get caught in between these two parts and it will scratch your rims. As you can see in the picture here, I have already suffered pretty badly from this, and you will likely need to get new wheels, which I am doing. They're currently sitting in my garage. I can't wait to do a reveal on those wheels, but be careful. This is not a problem on the back wheels because you have 19s back there, and there's plenty of clearance between the calipers and the wheel well. It's really important to emphasize here that if you go into BMW and tell them that your wheels are damaged, they will likely deny any work to fix the wheels because of natural causes or things that they can't control. So yeah, you're gonna have to buy new wheels. So for the fifth thing, I just have to talk about the infotainment system. It is, to say the least, a bit ahead of its time, which is a good thing, but for a lot of people that get in this car, they are terribly confused. I'll be honest, I work in tech and I'm incredibly confused about what is going on. Honestly, you won't use most of the features that are in this infotainment system besides Apple CarPlay, and for some odd reason Apple CarPlay in BMWs is a little bit buggy as well. And if you're opting for a 2023 model year, it will only get worse because they put that thing that I don't know what it is inside this car. I can assure you that is going to be even more confusing than this infotainment system here is. Don't get me wrong, I love it and it's a huge step up from the previous generation, but there is a bit of a learning curve for those of you who are technically challenged. Now, don't think I'm gonna let you go without a bonus problem that I really can't stand about this car. And to find that, we have to go under the hood, or say the ECU. These cars have ECUs that are really, really hard to unlock. So if you're interested in doing any type of tuning, well, it's gonna be a little bit hard. Not like the previous generation ECUs where you could honestly just download boot mod for like $500 or $600 and that was it. No, you have to send the ECU on this car overseas and pay, I think it is about $2,000 to $2,500 to get it unlocked, plus the boot mod software. So to unlock one of these things, you are probably looking at about $3,000 or $4,000, and that includes all the stuff to start tuning as well. Now, that's ridiculous for any type of turbocharged car. So be weary if you are buying this car and you want to make it faster. It's a little bit of a hassle. I know you guys got money, some of you, and you guys can afford to take care of that, but that is a pretty big investment just to start tuning compared to previous generations. But the thing is, if you do tune this car, you're gonna make a lot of power. So I guess it's worth it. So if you heard all of my issues and complaints and you still want a G80 M3, well, congratulations. I think you're gonna probably buy one of the best cars to come out of Munich in a long time. Let me know what you think about my gripes with this car in the comments below. And if you want to see how I fixed the oh so bad exhaust problem on this car, go back and take a look at this video right here. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.